What's going on, Candelas? It is Dan Thomas with 8Z Real Estate, and this is our latest episode of Spotlight on Candelas, where we put a spotlight on businesses in the area or Candelas residents that own their own business. Today, I have Jon and Kristi with Uncle Jon's RV Storage with me today. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining me. I know when we talked, earlier in the week, you guys have a unique perspective on our growing Candelas area because you guys grew up in this area, correct?
Yeah, I grew up right here in Farvada, right where Five Parks is built. That was where we kept our horses on that acreage right there. So where Five Parks is was where I really grew up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for me, it was, I met Kristi in 85 in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved out here after we got married in 87. But I'm originally from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. And, Kristi, if you don't mind, paint us a picture. I'm always curious. I mean, before Candelas, I was in Five Parks myself. So, seeing how the west side of Indiana developed, I witnessed that. But if you could paint a picture of what it looked like when you were a kid growing up here.
Oh my goodness, it was just fields, dirt roads, fields, nothing like this. I couldn't have imagined that it would grow like this. And I think I told you on the phone that it's like, I feel like instead of flowers growing, like houses and families grew. And even last night we were driving through Candelas and looking at the lights, and it's pretty wondrous what they have built here and the homes, and it's such a beautiful community. We're very, very happy to be involved and have land here and be able to provide a service too for Candelas.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how'd you guys get started, in the RV and storage business?
Well, that's an interesting story. We kind of started really across the street from Candelas in 2012 with Stanley Lake Stables, and that's where we live. So we watched the very first house go up right across the street from in Candelas, and we were always kind of keeping our finger on the pulse. And they're like, "Oh, a King Super is going to be here where this pile of dirt is," and we watched for years and years. Being in the area within a mile or two for a long, long time, always looking for property, and we found this piece of property up on Highway 72, and the RV storage was always kind of our ultimate goal, where we wanted to be someday for kind of our retirement. And a piece came available right up there, and it was there was a lot of junk on it, and we spent quite a bit of time, probably, several months in 2018, in the beginning of 2018, and inherited another man's junk, as they say. But and then we cleaned that up and turned it into our first RV storage lot.
He's a magician at cleaning up properties.
We actually took like 42 roll-offs off the property,
trash
and debris. So
yeah,
well, it looks great now, and I know you guys, in talking before, had mentioned that there was really, it's something you guys wanted to do and you were looking for the land, but that you felt like there was a specific need in the area because of the types of communities that are being built out this way. Can you guys expand on that?
It's really true, because we even have people now that'll come up and say, "I bought this RV and then I found out I couldn't park it." Like, oh no. So
that's almost a daily call that I get, from the many that we receive. But it's we went out, we were excited, we bought an RV, and then we got it home and we were like, "Where do we park it?" And so almost on a daily basis somebody says that.
Yeah.
And you're in the moment of the emotional purchase, and then you don't really think about that part. We knew that there were going to be two big neighborhoods on either side of our place, with Leiden Rock and then Candelas, and thousands of houses, and it almost just seemed like a natural thing that people are going to need a place to store. And so we were fortunate to get that location where we're within a half a mile almost of a lot of people
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's the irony of people out this way, because you purchase or build this far west, you probably have a desire to be outdoors and close to the mountains and have the equipment that you guys store, but then all the covenants is that these neighborhoods have, then you can't store it. So
right. They move out because they want to be part of nature and go camping, but then the gear, you need a place to park it.
That's
right. So everybody's had to pivot the last 6 months from my industry and real estate and schools and everything like that. How has COVID impacted you guys, and has there been any pivoting on your part?
The first 2 weeks, I think for everybody we were all wondering, like, how is this going to impact us? And we were fortunate with the RV storage that more people bought RVs. I think everybody looked at that as an escape and a way to kind of take the family out. It became your restaurant. It became your hotel. Things all that was under your own control. For keeping your own a nice clean spot for yourself, and plus you're out in the mountains and you get to go explore and things like that. So purchases of RVs have set records this year. And so it's really helped our business, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to see the families. I think I told you, Dan, about the seeing the families that have just bought their RVs. They're coming, they're storing it. Some of them are learning how to drive them. It's funny. Some of the big fifth wheels they buy. I mean, those are so gorgeous, but you got to practice the driving.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mentioned to you, Kristi, that there's a number of friends in the community and neighbors that store at your place, and they comment over the last few months seeing some people learning on the fly how to actually store their RVs and trailers and that sort of thing.
Yeah, with our second lot that we just opened, we have a big area that I kind of jokingly say, hey, if you want to practice, you can just come back up here and use this area to back and pull in and back again. And some people do. They actually come up there and they'll practice, backing and pulling out and going in and out of the gate. So
yeah, that might be everybody's biggest takeaway, Jon, is not your story or the service you provide, but just the area for people to practice, so they don't.
They need to practice coming into the gate, because we've had our keypad ripped off about 6 times, maybe. So invariably somebody.
6 times.
Well, I've repaired it. The one at our first lot, I've repaired 4 or 5 times, and our new one we had just put up, and within a week somebody hit it. Luckily, it's not a big problem to put it back together, but it's always interesting. People don't quite understand that you're pulling a 30-foot unit and you've got to swing wide.
Swing wide.
Yeah, that might be jumping the gun on the question of what you would be surprised to hear about your business, and that might be the surprise, is how often you have to replace keypads.
I think that is the surprise story.
That is the surprise.
So I know a lot of people, again, a lot of neighbors and friends in the community store at your place, and the question always comes up about your guys' name and how it came about. But it is it's been a family affair for not just you two, but nieces and nephews and stuff. So how did the name Uncle Jon's answer the question for all of us now?
Right.
Yeah. How did it?
Right. Well, we have no grandkids, so but we have a lot of nieces and nephews. So we have probably in the neighborhood of 40-ish.
Yeah, 45.
45. And from Colorado mostly, and then we have a lot of nieces and nephews in Michigan, where my family is originally from, and then Florida. So between the three, we've had nieces and nephews help us at summer camps and different things, and working on hay baling and for a lot of years. And they've come out to Colorado for their summers, and we've kind of used that as kind of an entrepreneur training and trying to help them, get a love for business themselves and get a taste for a lot of different things. So, and that's kind of where it started. And when we bought our first piece of ground for the storage lot, I had 2 or 3 nieces and nephews right from the beginning, you know, picking up trash, helping me, learning to drive excavators, running bobcats around. So they got some pretty cool experience that, you know, you don't normally get on in a summer type job. So
yeah, no, that's great. I mean, 45 nieces and nephews is quite the handful. So
yes, that's a lot.
yeah. So, you know, where are things right now? You said opening up a second lot. So for all these neighbors that continue to buy the outdoor equipment and need storage, do you guys still have space available? You know, where are things at in regards to that?
Well, you know, right up there, almost across from where Resolute Brewery is, just a little bit to the west of there, our new lot is across in that industrial park area. So yeah, we have a lot of room. We have big 50-foot pull-through sites. We have back-end spaces. The lights and gates are up already. Everything's set. So yeah, we just need some RVs now to store in there. Like we take boats and trailers and RVs, and a lot of people are doing these conversion buses too. If people buy the buses and then they turn them into RVs.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. We have 2 or 3 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen some
cool
YouTube stuff on that, but that's
that's a thing now.
Yeah, we allow people to work on their units up there, you know, not when it's dark. We don't like to see people at 9 or 10 p.m., you know, up there, but anytime during the day, we encourage people, you know, if you got to fix your awning or things like that. But yeah, both of our lots are within a mile. So the one is right there, you know, on Umber Court, which is right across from Candelas, kind of just east of Resolute. And then within a mile is our new spot that we opened in June of this year. So yeah, and it's going well. So
we've got room for you.
outstanding. And who's our surprise guest here?
Oh, this is Evan. He's our mascot. He wants to be the center of attention all the time.
Yeah, he knows how to find the camera, right?
yeah.
Evidently.
So, you know, with all these interviews, I always like asking the question, you know, what would folks be, you know, we kind of touched on this a minute ago with the key boxes, but, you know, more in a whimsical sense, what are some of the surprise things, you know, people would, you know, are always surprised to hear about your business and your company?
That's interesting. That's a good question. I think there are quite a few, but.
Well, I think how much people enjoy people enjoy their motorhomes going camping. But it seems like a lot of people just kind of enjoy going up there, working on their unit. I mean, I know I kind of joked about calling it a man cave, where it seems like guys go up there and we're spending a lot of time working on their motorhomes at the site there.
Working, right? Yeah.
It's a secret man cave there at the RV lot.
Yeah.
You think of people storing their RV, like you're going to drop it off and you'll see them in another month. And some people, surprisingly, are up there on a daily basis, which that kind of surprised me in the business. And it's nice to see people on a daily basis, but they really love their RVs, and they're just, you know, they want to polish it, or they want to, you know, put another solar charger or different things. So it's kind of cool to see people that interested in their RVs.
Right. And I think you guys are probably similar, almost like an extension of what we have in the neighborhood, in that, you know, I've been here 6.5 years, and just seeing all the families grow and the kids grow up and all that. You probably have a similar experience there, where every spring, summer, you know, you're seeing, you know, how much the kids have grown up, and the families grow, and so on and so forth.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And a lot of grandparents taking their grandkids on trips now. It's a fun business. I guess that's what I love about it. It's a fun business. People come out, they're happy. They've got a new boat, or they've got an RV, and it's nice to be in a joyous thing, especially, you know, with the world's been in such turbulence and problems on the news. It's, you know, so many things that are scary, sort of. To be in a business where it's kind of a joyous thing to be involved with, you know, people taking vacations or going boating, or, you know, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, allow people to escape, which I think all of us need
Yeah.
some time to escape these days. So,
Definitely.
if people want more information on Uncle Jon's RV storage or any questions, how do they get in touch with you?
Yes, we have, of course, a website. So you can, and the cool thing about our website, it's UJ Storage. So for Uncle Jon, the letter UJ, and then storage.com. Yeah, when you go there, you'll see our 2 locations. You can look at the availability on either one. You can rent, you can reserve. If you do rent, what's pretty cool is immediately you get a code when you're finished, and you can sit outside our gate, you can sign up, you can pull in, get your code, find your space, park. So we've automated it pretty nicely, and so yeah, that's what else am I missing?
Oh, your phone number.
Oh yeah, and then our phone number, I get a lot of calls, of course. Phone number would be 303-420-5252. That's my personal cell, and you can also text me on that. And so, and the cool thing about Uncle Jon is he answers his phone, which is good. I know people like that. And I answer usually pretty late, so.
Yeah, answering your phone has become a lost art, so.
It really is.
And we'll make sure we have the phone number and website in the description. And again, I appreciate you guys taking some of your time, you know, to do this with me, and good luck with the second facility. And like I said, I know a lot of the neighborhood is getting, you know, good use out of your facilities. So.
Well, thank you, and thank you for doing this, Dan. It's really meaningful to be able to, you know, talk about our business and meet some of the other people in Candelas in the area. So we appreciate
absolutely. Yeah, I think Candelas cares, and the more we can keep it in Candelas with supporting, you know, local, you know, neighbors that own their own companies, I think that, you know, it's a good goal for our neighborhood. So
yes, definitely.
A lot of people have an Uncle Jon, and we, you know, I get that call where people are like, I have an Uncle Jon.
That's great. So thanks again, guys, for joining us. Like I said, we'll have all of the information in the description. And thank you for joining us. If you would like to follow this Spotlight on Candelas series, go ahead and click the follow button. You can also see past episodes at facebook.com/Candelas Neighborhood. And until next time, we will see you soon. Bye.